India's AI industry.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at a country making huge strides in AI, India. It's a really fascinating story about ambition and, well, smart strategy.
Absolutely. And our mission here is to sort of unpack what's really powering India's AI push. We'll look at the drivers, the opportunities, but also the challenges they're facing. You should get a good sense of why this is so important globally, too.
Okay, let's dive in at the scale. It's kind of mind-blowing. India's AI market, they're saying it could hit, $17 billion by 2027?
Yeah, with a KGR, a growth rate of around 45%. It's explosive.
And get this. India apparently has 16% of the world's AI talent already, and number one in AI skill penetration. That's ahead of the U.S., Germany. How does that happen?
Well, that's a really interesting part. The government is playing a very active role. You've got the India AI mission.
Right, heard about that. Big budget.
Pretty substantial, yeah. Over 10,000 crore, so more than $1.2 billion US. And they're using it to build this massive AI compute infrastructure. Think like almost 19,000 GPUs.
Wow, okay. GPUs, those are the heavy lifting processors for AI, right?
Exactly. And the key thing, they want to make this power affordable. We're talking maybe $100 an hour for access.
Compared to what, globally?
Well, typically you'd be looking at $2.50, maybe $3 an hour. So it's a huge difference.
So does that basically just open the floodgates for like smaller startups, researchers?
That's the idea. It really democratizes innovation. Suddenly, access to high-power computing isn't just for the big companies with deep pockets.
That feels like a real game changer because compute cost, that's always been a huge hurdle, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have massive funding.
Exactly. It levels the playing field. You could have a small team, maybe not even in major cities, suddenly able to experiment with really complex AI models.
So it's not just more AI stuff being built, but potentially totally new kinds of things.
I think it's both. Lowering that barrier means more people, more diverse ideas can actually get off the ground. You unlock creativity that might have been stuck otherwise.
Makes sense. So with this kind of support and talent, where are we seeing the impact, like in everyday life?
Well, healthcare is a big one. AI is being used to streamline diagnostics, improve patient outcomes. That market alone is projected to hit, $1.6 billion by 2025 in India?
$1.6 billion just for AI and healthcare. That's significant. Imagine getting better medical insights faster, maybe even in remote places.
Precisely. And then there's agriculture. That's another area undergoing a massive transformation.
Agriculture, how so?
Precision farming, mainly, using AI to help detect crop diseases much earlier with high accuracy. Optimizing water usage, too, which is critical.
I think I saw something about that. Satya Nadella shared a video.
That's the one. Yeah, AI-powered farming in India really captured people's imagination. And that sector, agriculture tech using AI, could reach $24 billion by 2025.
$24 billion. That's huge. It's changing how farming is done, fundamentally.
Absolutely. Think about a farmer going from just traditional methods to using an app that spots disease. It's a livelihood transformation, not just tech.
So, healthcare, agriculture, massive foundational sectors. What else? Are there areas adopting AI even faster?
Actually, yeah. Fintech is probably leading the charge in terms of adoption rate. They're using AI quite heavily for things like risk management, fraud detection, making customer experiences much more personalized.
Okay, fintech makes sense. High data volumes there.
Exactly. And beyond that, you're seeing really cool, innovative products coming out of Indian companies and startups like Swiggy's Ping app for instant services, or there's a company called Zero Labs.
Zero Labs, what do they do?
They've got this thing called Compact AI. It's pretty clever. It lets these big, complex AI models run on regular computer processors, CPUs, instead of needing those super expensive GPUs we talked about.
Oh, wow. So that also makes advanced AI more accessible.
Right. It's another way of lowering the barrier. Plus, you have strategic partnerships happening, with global tech giants like Microsoft, which just accelerates everything further.
Okay, so we have this incredible growth, talent, government support, real-world impact. But what about the tricky side? The ethics, bias in algorithms, data privacy. Who's accountable when AI makes a mistake?
Yeah, that's definitely on the radar. India seems to be taking what they call a techno-legal approach. It sounds like they're trying to be pragmatic about it.
Techno-legal, meaning?
Basically balancing things, encouraging innovation while putting safeguards in place. It's not about heavy-handed regulation right away, but more about building a framework that deals with potential problems like bias and privacy without killing innovation, finding that balance.
Right. Progress with protection.
Exactly. And the overall philosophy seems to be this idea of collaborative self-reliance, building their own strong capabilities, homegrown tech, but also working with global partners, using open source, leveraging the best from everywhere.
So pulling it all together, it's not just about India using AI, but really trying to shape how AI develops, focusing on making sure it benefits society broadly, inclusively.
That seems to be the core goal.
Okay. As you think about all this, India's roadmap, maybe consider this. How far can AI really go in making things like quality healthcare, sustainable farming, truly universal? And what could that model mean for other countries watching India's journey? Something to think about.